1. What is a real estate appraisal? Imagine you're representing a buyer looking for their dream home in Gilbert, Arizona. After weeks of searching, your clients, Michael and Sarah, finally find the perfect property. They negotiate a purchase price of $575,000. The seller accepts their offer. Inspections are completed, and everyone is excited for closing. Then the lender orders the appraisal. A week later, the appraisal report arrives with an opinion of value of only $550,000. Suddenly, what seemed like a smooth transaction has become much more complicated. The buyers wonder if they're overpaying. The sellers believe the appraiser missed important information. The lender explains they can only lend based on the appraised value. Everyone turns to the real estate agents with the same question: what happens now? This situation plays out every day across Arizona, and it highlights why every real estate professional needs a solid understanding of the appraisal process. Although Arizona real estate licensees are not licensed appraisers and should never present themselves as appraisal experts, understanding how appraisals work allows agents to better educate their clients, anticipate potential challenges, and keep transactions moving forward. Let's begin with the most basic question. An appraisal is an independent, unbiased opinion of a property's value, prepared by a licensed or certified real estate appraiser. Most residential appraisals are performed because a lender wants an independent analysis of the property's market value before approving a mortgage loan. The appraisal helps protect the lender from lending more money than the property is worth, while also providing buyers and sellers with an objective valuation based on current market evidence. Here's something many new agents misunderstand. The appraisal is not designed to determine what a seller wants for the property, or even what a buyer is willing to pay. Instead, the appraiser's job is to estimate market value using recognized appraisal methods, recent comparable sales, property characteristics, and current market conditions. That distinction is important. Sometimes a buyer willingly pays more than market value because the home meets a unique personal need. Other times, a seller accepts less than market value due to financial hardship, relocation, or family circumstances. While those decisions may make sense for the individuals involved, they do not necessarily establish market value. This is why experienced brokers encourage clients to think of the appraisal as an independent checkpoint rather than an obstacle. The appraiser isn't trying to make the deal work or kill the transaction. Their responsibility is to develop a credible and well-supported opinion of value, while complying with professional standards established by the Uniform Standards of Professional Appraisal Practice, commonly referred to as USPAP. Let's look at another example. Suppose you're listing a home in Scottsdale. Before placing the property on the market, you prepare a comparative market analysis, or CMA, to help your client determine an appropriate listing price. You analyze recent sales, active competition, expired listings, and current market trends. Your CMA suggests a listing range of $785,000 to $810,000. A few weeks later, the buyer's lender orders an appraisal. The appraiser may use many of the same comparable sales you reviewed, but the final appraisal could still differ from your CMA. Why? Because the appraisal follows a different purpose, different standards, and a more formal reporting process than a CMA. Here's where many agents get into trouble. A CMA is a marketing and pricing tool prepared by a licensed real estate professional. An appraisal is a formal opinion of value prepared by a licensed or certified appraiser operating under USPAP. While both involve market analysis, they are not interchangeable, and agents should never describe a CMA as an appraisal or imply they are performing appraisal services. Congress reinforced the importance of appraiser independence after the financial crisis through the Dodd-Frank Act, which strengthened federal appraiser independence requirements. These protections are designed to ensure that appraisers remain free from pressure to reach a predetermined value. In practical terms, this means real estate agents should provide factual information, such as recent comparable sales, completed improvements, or corrections to property data, but should never attempt to influence an appraiser's opinion of value. This may seem like a small distinction, but it protects everyone involved in the transaction. Independent appraisals build confidence in the lending system, reduce the risk of inflated property values, and help maintain a fair and stable real estate market. As we continue following Michael and Sarah's transaction throughout this course, you'll see how appraisal decisions influence financing, negotiations, contract amendments, and successful closings. Understanding the appraisal process won't make you an appraiser, but it will make you a more knowledgeable Arizona real estate professional and a stronger advocate for your clients. Broker tip: one of the best ways to prepare for an appraisal is before the appraiser ever arrives. Provide a concise packet that includes recent comparable sales, a list of property improvements, relevant permits, and any unique features that may not be immediately visible. You're not telling the appraiser what value to reach. You're simply ensuring they have complete and accurate information to consider. Online discussion: why is it important for a real estate licensee to understand the appraisal process even though agents are not licensed appraisers? Answer: Understanding the appraisal process allows agents to better educate clients, anticipate potential financing issues, explain appraisal results, and facilitate communication among buyers, sellers, lenders, and appraisers. This knowledge helps reduce surprises during escrow and improves the overall transaction experience while remaining within the agent's legal scope of practice. 2. What are the primary differences between a comparative market analysis, CMA, and a real estate appraisal? Answer. A CMA is prepared by a licensed real estate professional to assist with pricing and marketing decisions. An appraisal is completed by a licensed or certified appraiser, following US PAP standards, to develop an independent opinion of value, often for lending purposes. Although both analyze market data, they serve different purposes and are governed by different professional standards. 3. Imagine your buyer is upset because the appraisal came in below the contract price. How would you explain the appraiser's role while helping your client understand the next possible steps? Answer. I would explain that the appraiser's responsibility is to provide an independent opinion of market value based on current market evidence, not to support or oppose the negotiated purchase price. I would then review the available options, which may include renegotiating the purchase price, requesting a reconsideration of value if supported by additional market data, increasing the buyer's down payment, or exploring other contract provisions with the lender and seller.